guys, Kevin here. So, this is approximately 2 years after I started the repair on the Macintosh. So, I'm coming back to this. On my video right now, you're probably seeing this as pretty much in continuation of what I was doing, but this is 2 years later, and basically I just haven't had a chance to look at this machine. If I remember correctly, basically every time I would plug it in, it would blow the actual fuse that's right here. So I recently decided I want to get this machine working. I really want to be able to play with this, and basically I picked up a new analog board. So with this new analog board, we're going to fit it into this, and in our new surroundings, like 2 years, I've moved house and everything, so and this thing is still came with me, taunting me from the corner of my room. And yeah, I really want to get this thing working. So I'm going to set up the camera. I'm going to record myself actually repairing this, and hopefully with this here as well, the step down converter, we'll have this machine up and running. Right, let's get to it. So if you've ever seen these videos before, you know you have 2 screws on the top, 1 screw right here, 2 screws at the bottom, and pretty much 5 screws all together. So basically, yeah, let's get our toolkit and try and pluck these out. Now these boys are the tough ones, so they're it took some extensions, but I eventually got in. So we got all 5 of those out. Let's tip her over and open her up. So now that we're in, it's time to start to disassemble. I will not have to, luckily enough, earth this, because it hasn't been turned on. I don't think any electricity has gone through it, so I can pretty much just get some pincers, pluck that out. The main differences I see here is the actual board. Is a few of the actual capacitors. There seems to be a massive difference between these 2 types of board, and I'm not sure why. It just seems to be this main power unit right here. It seems to be the big difference. Now, I don't think that's I don't know if that's for the better, but yeah, totally. I don't even know if this has been reworked, but yeah, there's certain parts in this that don't match what's on this original board. Interesting. Saying that, everything else seems to align correctly with this original board that I got with this. Luckily enough, the repairs that I did on this, I may come back to this board because I did do a lot of repairs on this board to actually get this thing working, including replacing a thermistor right here, if I remember correctly. I think it's a thermistor. Replacing a load of leaking capacitors, which look to be actually replaced on this one as well. I do believe this is probably a reworked board, but the seller has said that it is a working board, and to be honest, he's given me no reason so far to actually deny that, because he's even given me screws. I will be definitely recommending this guy if this board works and everything else works on it. So first things first, taking all the stuff out of this. So taking the main board out, I'm going to give that like a quick blow over with a bit of compressed air. Seems like bits of the last fuse actually stuck around, but unplugged, and yeah, basically that's that unplugged. That was the main board. One of the very first, well, one of the very earliest Macintosh boards. Next thing to do, being very careful, is to remove this here. And luckily enough, I have this part, so I do. So this is be very careful taking this off. You do not want to bend any of the pins on this or anything, or just be very careful. And then we take this off. Now, generally, I would recommend getting a screwdriver, crocodile claws, connecting it to the earth or an earth point on the case, and completely defusing this. Considering this hasn't been turned on in 2 years, I wouldn't recommend this to anyone, but I've already defused this 2 years ago, before putting it back together and then popping it back on. So I know that some people will probably give me crap for this, but I am quite excited to get this puppy into this. So I'm going to skip this part and probably kill myself. Good times. Yeah, I'm going to carry on with this repair. Okay, so my paranoia got the best of me, and I used my crocodile clips on the end of a screwdriver just to be sure. But it's best to be sure about these things, because you can get a very nasty jolt out of this transformer and power board. But to be honest, I didn't hear any click or anything like that, or anything from the crocodile claws or the screwdriver, so should be all good. Try not to touch anything. That'll be the next thing. The next thing is to take out this screw, a couple of screws on the back of this board, and then we should be able to free this out. We freed the earth right here, the screws down there, and the screws across. So fingers crossed, it should just pop right out. Hopefully not hooked up by anything. Oh, actually, we forgot one cable. Typical. So we forgot this cable right here. What I'm going to do is actually pop this out, and I'll be back in 2 seconds. So after all said and done, we have everything out. We have pretty much an empty Macintosh. This is the new board, as you may see from the different capacitors and all the rest. And this is the old board. So, and there's the power line area. Pretty much you're looking from around here down and down here. So pretty much think of this part here, from what I remember, being the power side of things, and this side being regulating the power to the actual screen and everything. That's what I've kind of seen from the schematics or the data sheets when I was actually working on this board. For some reason this board seems, I don't know, cleaner. It doesn't have that kind of, seems to be, looks a little, this looks misted and faded, where this one just looks clean. It's very interesting to see. So I guess the best thing to do right now is to find what I'm missing on this board and put it onto this, or take it off this and put it onto that. Cables, I've already taken off the cable over there, and now we're just going to plug everything back in again. So this is a pretty tense moment. Everything's all hooked up correctly. Fingers crossed I don't blow this one. We have the step down converter hooked up. I'm just going to plug this in. And there's the switch, which I'm terrified to touch, because if I blow that, that's 70 euros down the drain. I might get electrocuted. Oh! We may have life. Please show me that little apple. This is the closest to life we've ever had. I'm delighted. The only thing I'm worried about right now, I do not... Oh, there he is. Yes! Champione! This is brilliant. So we have our mouse. The screen looks actually really good. I'm really surprised. Now, you will not believe how ecstatic I am, because now I actually have the machine working. I can now review this. I have bought this approximately a year ago because I knew I was always going to get this fixed. This here is the emulator for the actual drive. Yep. So I am going to get a small SD card. There's none in there. And I'm going to hook this up and I'm going to run Mac OS. I guess the next step is to actually buy a keyboard. They're expensive. I now have a reason to buy a keyboard, but they are expensive. And look at this. Just look at this. I am so happy. This is the first time I've ever been happy to see that question mark and hard drive or floppy drive logo. Hard drive logo. I am so happy right now. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. This video has been 2 years in the making, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks very much. Goodbye.